What's up everyone, my name's Doubtfull, and today I'm going to be giving you my ultimate beginner guide to Lillia, Riot's newest champion. By the end of this video, you should have absolutely everything that you need to go ahead and jump into a ranked game with the champion. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Lillia's runes. Now, obviously this champion just came out, so we don't have everything figured out quite yet, but right now, what seem to be the best runes for Lillia, by far actually, is Dark Harvest, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collector, and Ravenous Hunter. That's the main page. The Ravenous Hunter is really important so that she can sustain in her clear. And then the rest of these are kind of self-explanatory. Lillia actually is really great at proccing Dark Harvest because of her E goes so far, and she survives in the fight. She moves around so fast. She ends up hitting everyone. So this is really, really strong on her. It's better than Conquer and Phase Rush, in my opinion, and the statistics show that as well. And then for her secondary runes, a lot of people take the Celerity plus Water Walking, but I have seen personally that this has the highest win rate by far. Actually, the extra move speed on the boots is really nice, plus it's just free 300 gold. That's always really great. And then the extra CDR, Lillia scales really well with CDR. It works really well with her Q, kind of like Hecarim Q. You just want to use it as much as possible. So it also helps you keep your stacks of your passive up, which we'll talk about more later. And as far as the stat shard goes, a lot of people take AP, but honestly, Lillia does not scale that well with AP. It's not that useful on her. And she is kind of a late game champion. She scales really well. So that's why CDR is what I take, and also again has the highest win rate by far. And then definitely Adaptive for seconds, because you are a DPS dealer at the end of the day. And then Armor to help you with your clear and against AD people. So that's it for the runes. Let's go ahead and jump into the build real quick. Now, at the time of me making this video, Lillia has only been out for about a week or so the items haven't been completely solved, but right now this is what people are taking and what seems to be working the best. For the jungle item, you're going to kind of obviously go Runic Echoes, gives you the CDR, which is really nice on Lillia. 80 AP is nice, 300 mana is nice. And definitely the blue smite helps you get into range, escape people, stuff like that. Really nice on Lillia. You're not going to be doing too much autoing with her, so red smite's just not super great. The second item that I build pretty much every single game, unless I'm falling behind, is Liandry's Torment. Works really well with her passive, just really well with her kit in general, because her E, she can apply it really easily. She's dealing damage to everyone. Just a really great item for her. An item that synergizes really well with Liandry's is Rallies. It makes it so you're always dealing the double damage from Liandry's. Really nice. This also slows people with your Q, which helps you, get into range and land that the outer edge of your Q, which is really nice. A lot of times though, third item, I'll end up building Dead Man's Plate to get some resistances, and that extra move speed is really nice as well. You do end up building Lillia sort of like an AP Bruiser, and there aren't too many AP Bruiser items out right now, but I think that's going to change in Season 11. I think that's their plan, so I'm probably going to have to make another one of these guides then. But yeah, something like this is usually the build that I'm going. As far as your boots go, it feels normal to build Sork shoes on her, but I don't think it's actually very good. I think, what has the highest win rate is actually Boots of Lucidity. I really think CDR is going to be really important on this champion. It's nice to get your R to have a really lower cooldown on your E, so you can shoot more of those and try to get crazy ults off, and just to apply your Q as much as possible and keep that passive going is really nice. So this has the highest win rate, but it's not played too much. But the next best boots appear to be Merc Treads, which is kind of makes sense. You don't really want to get locked down as her. That's how you die. So having that extra tenacity and the MR is really nice as well. So these are your two main boots. If you're really ahead and you feel like you need to do a bunch of damage for some reason, maybe go Sork shoes. But generally speaking, I think this is a better offensive rune choice, Ionian boots. And then something that I actually build a lot and I'm really liking is the Dark Seal. I find myself not dying with this champion very much as long as you don't fall behind early. She's actually a really safe champion just because she has so much move speed and disengage. And yeah, so I've really been building Dark Seal a lot on my first back, or if I've got enough gold, a good buy for it. And you can also turn this into a Medjai's, and if you get 10 stacks, it gives you that movement speed passive, which is really nice on a champion like Lillia. So that's it for all the items. Let's go ahead and jump into the practice tool and show you guys how to actually do Lillia's first clear. Okay, everyone, this is going to be Lillia's first clear. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lillia has an extremely difficult clear. Probably one of the most difficult in the game. I think it's the reason why her win rate is so low, because there's just sort of like a high barrier to entry to doing this correctly. You really need to know what you're doing. You can't just like jump into a ranked game and play her. I probably spent about an hour, to be honest, practicing this clear, and I'm still nowhere near perfect. But I do know the important things to get down. You want to make sure, obviously, that you're staying really healthy in case you get invaded. That would be unfortunate. And then you also want to make sure you're landing all of your Qs on this outer ring here, because it deals true damage, 33, it says 34, I swear it does 33, whatever, true damage. And yeah, so you just want to make sure you're doing that, and then that you're not missing any auto attacks. That's really important as well. But that's all you really need to do. Stay healthy, land these outer edge Qs, and auto attack on cooldown. So that's what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to be pulling this red up to Raptors. This is a leashless clear, by the way. You can get a leash, and then you don't really need to do this Raptor thing, and it's also a little bit faster, but you don't need a leash, which is kind of nice for a jungler to not require a leash. So we pull the Raptors, and that allows us to drain our health. You can see it going up by like 37 there. Really useful. You can do this on a lot of champions, like Echo and stuff. All right, that should be enough. And we're just going to pull it down. Like that. Okay, I missed my Q. That's unfortunate. So again, I'm gonna make mistakes. This is by no means perfect, but it doesn't really need to be, honestly. It'll slow me down a couple seconds, but the most important thing is that we're staying healthy. All right, and we want to avoid these autos as much as we can. And I messed that up a little bit. Not terrible. Again, guys, this is really hard to do perfect. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it does not need to be perfect. If you don't want to jump into a ranked game until you have this perfect, you're gonna be spending a lot of time on it. So there we go. About 300 health right now. We're gonna put 2 points into our Q, get into Q range here. Auto on cooldown while kiting. We can go ahead and pop a potion here. We might as well, just in case. Sometimes people will be sitting in this bush. Usually you're a little bit healthier than I am right now. But we're gonna use our first smite charge here. And just keep dodging this as much as we can. And there you have it. We're here at about 319. If you do this correctly, you can be here like at 315, right where it spawns. But yeah, that's the clear. We do this. We've got a smite charge in case we run into anyone. Smite that, and then we can run into top lane and potentially gank this with like 450 move speed. Auto for the red, use your E, stuff like that. That is the basics of Lillia's first clear. All you really need to know. If you can get it down to where you're doing that clear and you're about as healthy as I am. See, we still have one potion charge that I could have used. But yeah, just make sure you're about here at 315, 320, and anywhere from there is fine. And then you should be good enough to take this champion into ranked. All right, guys, the last thing I want to do before closing out this video is talk about my general strategy for playing Lillia right now. Generally speaking, in ban phase, you want to ban people who can dive her and get on top of her. That's her biggest weakness. You know, she gets all this move speed from her Q passive, and she really just wants to kite people and stay a little bit out of danger. So banning champions that dive you is a really good choice. A champion right now who's very popular and good at that is Kha'Zix. So I definitely recommend using your ban on Kha'Zix if you can. Other than that, other assassins, Rengar, Evelyn, Fiddlesticks, those are all really annoying for her. So definitely consider banning those. A good time to pick Lillia is into maybe bruiser-like champions. I had a pretty good experience playing against like Set, stuff like that. She appears to do really well into champions like Trundle, Lee Sin, Jarvan, Jax, just people who she can, I guess, get away from. And kite really well. She does really well into. So those are good times to pick her. She is an AP carry. She offers some tankiness. It's still a little bit early. I don't want to go too into detail and like say something that's not actually true. But that is what I've noticed so far, and that's what I recommend doing with her. If you like this video, if you found it useful, definitely give me a thumbs up. It really helps a lot with the algorithm, and I would appreciate it. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below, or definitely check out my Discord. We've got over 300 members, and it's all just people who are enthusiastic about the jungle and want to learn more. So definitely consider checking us out. The links will be in the description. And I'm currently doing an unranked to challenger series playing only Lillia. So if you're interested in that, definitely check me out on Twitch. Links in the description below for that. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later this week with a Lillia over-explain, showing you exactly what I do to carry on her. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.